Have you ever felt stuck in a loop? Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, but because no matter how much you try, nothing changes. Ethan knew this feeling well. It was midnight, his room dimly lit by the glow of a laptop. The clock ticked quietly, but each tick felt heavy. He scrolled through his phone, watching everyone else's life move forward, while his own felt frozen in place. His body whispered, "Sleep." His mind whispered, "You're falling behind." And so he stayed, stuck, not moving backward, not moving forward, just stuck. Days turned into weeks, and Ethan's life became a loop. The alarm rang every morning, but instead of rising with purpose, he hit snooze again and again. At work, he showed up late. His boss didn't yell, but the disappointment in her eyes stung even more. He sat on the train each evening, staring out at the passing city lights. The world moved forward. He remained still. Dinners became instant noodles, eaten in silence. Dreams became blurry memories, fading like old photographs. Every night, the same pattern repeated. Laptop glow. Social media scroll. That quiet, nagging thought, is this it? But one morning, something shifted. Not because life got easier, not because luck finally arrived, but because of a single conversation that would change everything. One morning, Ethan sat in a quiet cafe. His head rested against the palm of his hand, a cup of coffee growing cold in front of him. Around him, life buzzed. Conversations, laughter, the sound of keyboards clicking. But inside, he felt nothing. Just a heavy silence. That's when an older man sat across from him. Not invited, not expected, but somehow not unwelcome. The man's face was calm, his presence steady, as though he had carried storms before and survived them. For a moment, neither spoke. Then the man leaned forward and said softly, "You don't need to fix everything today. You just need 5 minutes." Ethan frowned. 5 minutes? What difference could 5 minutes make? The man smiled. 5 minutes is enough to reset your mind. 5 minutes is enough to choose a new direction. 5 minutes is enough to change the story you're telling yourself. Ethan wanted to laugh, but something in the man's tone kept him silent. So instead, he listened. The man continued. Here's how you reset your mindset in 5 minutes. Step 1. Pause and breathe. 1 minute. Close your eyes. One hand on your chest, the other on your stomach. Inhale for 4 counts. Exhale for 6. Feel the breath move through you. This minute is not for escape. It's to remind your body, you are safe. The world is noisy, but inside, there can be quiet. Step 2. Gratitude reset. 1 minute. Take a notebook. Write down 3 things you are grateful for right now. Not yesterday, not someday, now. Maybe it's the coffee in your hand. Maybe it's the chair holding you up. Maybe it's simply the fact that you're still here. Gratitude is the anchor that stops the storm from pulling you away. Step 3. Visualization. 1 minute. Now, imagine yourself at your best. Not perfect, your best. Picture the version of you who shows up with courage. The one who handles challenges with strength. The one who refuses to give up. See them clearly. Hear their voice. Feel their presence in your body. Step 4. Affirmation. 1 minute. Speak the words your future self would say. Out loud. Even if it feels strange. I am not behind. I am becoming. I can start again, as many times as I need. I have enough for today. Affirmations aren't magic spells. They are reminders of who you are becoming. Step 5. Micro action. 1 minute. Finally, take one small action. Send a thank you note. Drink a glass of water. Open the file you've been avoiding. It doesn't matter how small it seems. What matters is that you choose movement over paralysis, action over hesitation. In 5 minutes, you have reset. The man looked at Ethan. 5 minutes, that's all it takes. Will you try it? Ethan hesitated, but then, slowly, he nodded. Ethan left the cafe that morning carrying nothing but a notebook and a strange sense of hope. That night, for the first time in weeks, he didn't reach for his phone. Instead, he sat at his desk, closed his eyes, and breathed. 4 counts in, 6 counts out. The room didn't change, but something inside him did. He wrote 3 lines of gratitude. 1. The coffee I drank this morning. 2. The roof above my head. 3. The chance to try again tomorrow. He pictured the version of himself who didn't give up so easily. He whispered 3 affirmations. And then, he sent one short email he had been avoiding for weeks. It took 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes became a doorway. The next morning, he did it again. And again, the day after.
Small wins.
5 minutes of breath. 5 minutes of gratitude. 5 minutes of choosing courage. The world around him hadn't shifted overnight. But slowly, he began to notice changes. He woke earlier, with a little more energy. He arrived to work on time, sometimes even early. His boss began to notice. His co-workers, once indifferent, now nodded with respect. He didn't win the lottery. He didn't land his dream job in a week. But he had found something better: momentum. The reset was no longer just 5 minutes in the morning. It began spilling into his day. When stress rose at work, he paused and breathed. When doubt whispered, he wrote one true line in his notebook. When fear told him to hide, he took one small action instead. It wasn't dramatic. It was steady. And steady builds strength.
Mastering the reset.
Months later, Ethan stood on a rooftop at sunrise. The city stretched out before him, glowing in gold. No crowd was cheering.
Mastering the reset.
No applause filled the air. But inside, he felt peace. He smiled, not because everything was perfect, but because he had learned how to begin again. And so can you. 5 minutes. That's all it takes. To pause, to breathe, to choose gratitude, to see yourself clearly, to speak truth into your own soul, to take one small step forward. 5 minutes. Enough to reset.
Growth.
Enough to rise. Enough to repeat. The question is, will you?
Embrace
Because your life won't change in a single hour. It won't even change in a single day.
guide.
But if you give yourself 5 minutes, again and again and again, one day you'll look back and realize you have built a life worth living. So if today feels heavy, start here. Take 5 minutes. Reset your mindset. And when you're ready, take the next step. Remember, you are not behind. You are beginning. And that is enough to start. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what comes next.